Hello and welcome to this reading of Bang as part of the Festival Plus for the Dublin Theatre Festival. We're delighted to have you here with us, and I'd like to thank the festival for hosting us today. My name is Michelle Reid, I'm the playwright, and I'm joined today by a wonderful cast who will be reading excerpts from the script. We're going to frame the reading within a bit of a chatty format. So I'm also delighted to be joined by Erin Carroll, the CEO of Transgender Equality Network Ireland, also known as TENI, and by our company director, Davy Callagher. And we'll be taking time after each excerpt to discuss what we've seen. We're going to start by diving straight into the reading, but there will be time within each chat section to draw on some comments from the live feed. So if you would like to make a comment or ask a question or even share an experience, please feel free. We may not be able to get to them all. But for now, let's meet the Rice family, a regular Irish family on the eve of the 25th wedding anniversary party of Adam and Marion.
Saturday, 7 p.m. Adam and Marion's kitchen. The countertop is full of bottles of champagne and other party stuff. Each character moves through the space in turn, displaying tiny psychological gestures from their inner world. Adam zips up Marion's dress. Marion helps Adam into his jacket. This is playful and idyllic, until Marion tries to tie Adam's tie and he moves away sharply.
Adam, don't leave it like that.
It strangles me.
It's silk.
I don't think the two things are related, Marion.
Jesus, look at the time. Where is the caterer? Oh.
Marion.
It's okay, I'm okay.
I'll get you a painkiller.
I've taken one. Oh, why is this still even happening to me? I'm galloping towards the menopause at a rate of knots. You think my periods would have the grace to feck off?
Come here.
I'm fine. I'll walk it off.
Just take a moment with me.
No, seriously, Adam, there's too much to do.
Marion, stop. I need to tell you something.
What? What do you need to tell me? What? What is it, Jesus? Is everything okay?
Yes, yes, of course. I just want to acknowledge this moment.
This moment? Half an hour before everyone arrives, half dressed with no catering.
This moment in our marriage. How far we've come, you and me.
Oh, that moment. Well, that is lovely, but...
Everything we've done, everything we've achieved, we've had a good life together, haven't we?
Adam, I love you, but we do not have time for a State of the Nation address.
And I love you, Marion. And I love our family. And I want to acknowledge that. I can't imagine where I would be without...
Sweetheart.
I just wanted to say it's important.
Adam.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Oh, it's a bit emotional, that's all.
Oh, darling. It's just that I know your mother will arrive on the dot of 8 and sneer at my disorganization. It has been a wonderful marriage. It is a wonderful marriage.
Even the bad bits?
There were no bad bits. I deny their existence. Now,
because I've been thinking about what's next. What plans we might make together.
Oh, plans. Yeah, that's fantastic. But right now,
Marion's phone lights up and distracts her.
It's the caterer. I have to take this. Sorry. We'll have a toast. Hello? Yes? No, you've missed the turn.
There is a brief moment where Adam is alone and a small abstract movement, an aspect of Melanie, is glimpsed. Alejandra enters.
Mrs. Rice?
She's talking to the caterer, Alejandra. Is everything okay?
The upstairs toilet is not flushing again.
Oh dear.
Should I tell her or?
No. I think that might send her over the edge. Let's just pray the god of water pressure takes pity on us.
I'm on it, Mr. Rice. I'm praying for the water to come back.
Alejandra crosses herself. Kim enters with an armful of clothes.
Mum? Where's Mum?
Kim, what are you doing?
This is what I have to put up with. Look at this.
Well, what's wrong, darling?
Where do I start? She goes into my room behind my back, Dad, and lays out clothes for me like a 4-year-old. Okay, that's point 1.
Kim, you're shouting.
I'm not shouting.
You're being very passionate.
Okay, sorry. But I mean, she's just...
What's point 2?
What?
You said there was a point 1, which implies that there's a point 2.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. I was getting to that. It's like she doesn't even know who I am. Like, every single thing she's picked out is so lame and stupid, and like a 4-year-old would wear it. There's no way.
What about this? This is nice.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't see that. But look at this. This dress.
Oh, Kim, that's lovely. You wore that to the Auras.
I was 15, Dad. It's a child's dress. Look at it. It couldn't be more gendered if it was covered in pink ribbons and had Barbies on the front.
Well, you can't wear jeans. Your mother will go ballistic.
What is wrong with jeans? They're comfortable. I'm comfortable in jeans. Jeans are a perfect utility garment.
I know, love, but this isn't a utility situation. This is a party, and they're just not very dressy.
Who gets to say that? Who gets to say what's dressy or smart or...
Well, for a party, it is normal to dress up.
Normal? Oh, I can't believe you just used the N-word, Dad. If aliens came down from space, they would think we were idiots.
What if they were stylish aliens from the planet Vogue?
Dad, I'm trying to make a serious point here.
Humankind would be forced to wear Prada all the time.
I love Prada. It would not be a problem for me.
Alejandra, don't be on his side.
It would be very expensive though, Alejandra.
No, but the aliens would provide the clothes, no? They are fashion-forward aliens, flying around the universe, doing makeovers, helping people look good.
You're both making fun of me. I'm talking about an objective viewpoint, and I think you know that.
Kim, what's the problem?
I just want to be myself.
What's all this?
This is your oppressive choice of ritualized costume, Marion.
Kim, people will be arriving any minute.
I want to wear my jeans.
It's a party. Oh, sweetheart, could you not just look pretty for one night?
You should be ashamed of yourself, Marion. Call yourself a feminist.
No, I don't.
Oh, give your mother a break, Kim.
How about this?
Alejandra holds up a dress.
Okay, suit yourself. I don't care if you drape yourself in a tarpaulin and paint your face blue. I just need you to do it in the next 10 minutes.
It is our wedding anniversary, darling.
I have nothing against the concept of dressing up, but can I not make my own decisions, of which choosing my own clothes is one? That's my point, Marion.
What about this dress with your jeans?
Oh my God, where did you find that?
That's one of the things I picked out.
I didn't see it.
But do we have a solution?
You have a very good eye, Mrs. Rice.
Oh, thank you, Alex. And what about you? You're not going to wear those, are you?
No, of course not. I'll go and change.
Good girl. Well, thank you, Alex, as fast as you can.
Mom,
What?
the way you just spoke to her.
What way?
What century are you living in, Marion?
She works for us. I pay her wages.
Yeah, well, her name is Alejandra, not Alex. And she's a real human person, and I wish you would just have a bit of basic respect.
A smartly dressed Declan enters carrying flowers and champagne.
Hello, hello.
Oh my God, I don't believe it.
Declan,
Uncle Declan!
Anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Where the hell have you been? I've left I don't know how many messages.
What?
I was worried sick. I didn't know what to think. Could you not ring me back?
I'm fine, Marion. Hey, come on. You know I would never miss your big night. Adam,
Declan?
At least you look respectable.
well, what can I say? Meditation agrees with me.
Were you on a retreat, Uncle Declan?
He was not, don't mind him. Kim, time your news.
What's this? Are you running NASA yet?
I got 600 points in my leaving.
Go away. Is that good?
Is that good? She's a genius.
Mum!
You are. And now she has her top choice, or she can go abroad if she wants.
But I haven't made my mind up yet.
No, well, you'd want to make it up quickly, Kim. Time waits for no man.
I'm not a man.
Jesus.
But the point is that we're very proud of her,
That's
aren't
what
we?
I'm saying. I couldn't be more proud of her.
Well done, kid.
Declan gives Kim some cash.
For the college fund.
Thanks, Uncle Declan.
How much was that?
For my genius niece, I'll go without food. Joking, Marion, I can afford it. Now, I think this situation requires a toast.
Alejandra enters in a fabulously chic little black dress. Mrs. Rice, will I put all the small foods out in the sitting room now, or...
Who do we have here?
Oh, hello.
Whoa, you look amazing, Alejandra.
Thank you.
Declan Rice, business development and top uncle.
Nice to meet you.
This is Alejandra.
Working
She's
for
the new... Yes.
Alejandra, that is a very nice dress. Where did you get it?
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Rice. In the swap shop. It's for designer clothes swap. I couldn't believe it. What a bargain.
Wow, well, that is great. You have an eye, as you say, for a bargain. But for tonight, perhaps something a bit more...
Mum!
Ah, no, let her wear it. She looks class.
It's very plain, Mrs. Rice. Just simple classic. I wanted to look smart for your guests.
Marion.
Okay, fine. She just looks... Well, pop on an apron, would you? There's one in the airing cupboard. Thank you, Alejandra.
Mum, I can't believe you just said that. Pop on an apron.
Kim?
You are unbelievable, Marion.
I love you too. Are you getting changed? Oh my God, what is going on with that girl? Are those flowers for us?
Yes. Well, the flowers are for you. Happy anniversary. 25 years. You must be doing something right.
Thanks, Declan.
Do we have a drink? Are you...
Not for me, no. I'm on the sparkling water.
Really?
Yes, really.
Well, that's good.
I'll go and get a vase for these.
I'll do it.
Declan can go. There's one in the hall. They're beautiful, by the way. Lovely colours.
Glad you noticed, Adam. I was trying to match your eyes.
He's not in a good place.
Never in a good place, Marion. Look, he's here. He's sober. That's wonderful. But tonight is not about your brother.
Okay,
It's about us.
you're right. Okay. Jesus, why did we decide to have a party?
Deep breath. I've got you.
Thank God for that. I love you, Mr. Rice.
I love you, Mrs. Rice.
They are about to kiss when Kim and Alejandra enter.
Well, this is it.
I think it looks very nice.
Really lovely, Kim.
I'm not looking for affirmation, Dad. I'm just telling you this is it and I'm not changing it.
Are you wearing mascara?
What?
It really brings out her eyes.
But I thought makeup was
Marion, just...
Was what?
nothing. You look lovely.
What? It's not about pleasing others. It's about reflecting who I am inside.
Good. And that's exactly what's happening.
And you both look very elegant, Mr. and Mrs. Rice. Very smart.
Thank you, Alejandra. And you look perfect. Now, apart from topping up people's drinks, don't forget to...
Clear and rinse the glasses and keep an eye on the ashtrays.
Good girl.
Mum, you're micromanaging.
Not micromanaging.
We live in a chaotic system. Things get messy.
Yeah, but the chaos is kept in check, darling, because Alejandra is here.
Control is an illusion, Marion.
Not in my house, it isn't.
I think it really is time for that toast.
Oh my God, yes. Please get some champagne into me. Declan.
Alejandra starts to open the champagne.
Here, I got you presents.
Oh, you didn't have to get us anything.
They open them to find 2 matching mugs with number 1 mum and number 1 dad written on them.
Oh, look at these.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Thank you, darling. They're wonderful.
This is all I could find.
It's perfect. Everything is perfect.
The champagne cork pops noisily.
For 25 years and counting.
Oh, here's to that.
Anniversary.
Woo!
Cheers.
A fast, frozen snapshot of the family. As the party progresses, different pressures come to bear on the characters. But it is Adam who surprises everyone by revealing, in a moment of blurted confession, a long hidden truth. Adam has always been a woman. She introduces herself as Melanie. Once she is alone with Marion, Melanie tries to explain her revelation.
And I told our daughter, and our daughter, she tells us that she's gay, and I have no idea, and you've known all along, and I just felt so, I didn't see it, and I knew why. It was because I've been holding this thing together desperately, pretending to be that other person, and Kim is just so brilliant, and I mean, wasn't she amazing? And she just seized the day and spoke her truth and didn't give a. She didn't worry about what people thought, Marion. And then your brother, he starts to interrogate me, and he told me you were crying, and I knew that I was the cause. And I realized that I had to be brave, like him. You know, I've planned it for so long. And every time I tried to say something, even just a hint, I'd back out, I'd stop myself, and I suddenly realized that I just had to do it. Because this is who I am. I've been bottling this up. I've been hiding this.
Stop talking. Stop saying things. It's like coming into a film halfway through. I've no idea what's going on. And you just keep saying things like it all makes perfect sense. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry. I know it's a lot.
What?
Well, everything is going to be okay. I promise. This is just a new version of me. That's all.
A new version?
Yes, that's all it is. A new version. Well, for you. No, not for me. I've known this me for some time now. I haven't really spent much time as me. So I will have to find my feet. You know, I imagine myself like a baby deer. You know when they're all covered in placenta and staggering around. Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm excited.
Excited.
I am sorry that it came out like this. You know, I was going to tell you. Just tell you before coming out like that. You know, I had it planned.
Planned?
Yes, I promise. Of course, I never intended.
San Francisco.
I thought if we could get away. And I've given it so much thought, Marion. Really. You have to believe me. I've been thinking about nothing else since Kim got her leaving cert.
Jesus Christ.
Marion. I've been in hell.
In hell?
Yes. Not exactly, not all the time. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean.
Look, we'll take a holiday. We'll phone in sick. We'll make some time and it'll work out. Marion.
No. I did not sign up for this.
Melanie is left alone. She picks up her #1 dad mug. The 25 years balloon suddenly bursts. Bang.
Okay, so that was our first excerpt from Bang. So hi, Erin and Michelle. So we're just going to have a little chat about what we've seen. So in these first opening scenes, we meet this sort of quite interconnected family with sort of fixed roles. And then we're met with this idea of an older person coming out within a family, within a very defined context, and specifically within a marriage. So I might just jump to Michelle first. Maybe you could tell us what compelled you to write about that specific dynamic, Michelle.
Well, I think with drama, I'm always interested in kind of high stakes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for trans people, and I think particularly maybe for older trans people who I was meeting or around the same age as me, the stakes were often very high when you're coming out. You've had a whole life presenting as one person. You've put together an identity, you have work, you have a career, a profession, you have family perhaps. You have a standing in the community as one identity. And I was kind of fascinated with the bravery it took. And I suppose, that the stakes of that's very dramatic to me, obviously as a dramatist as well, to make that change, to feel that tipping point and to kind of go, if not now, when? And a lot of the women I was talking to and people I were reading about, I think you got a real sense of that pressure point. And then I suppose certain tipping points happening, like the daughter finishing her leaving cert, this sense of change, this sense of, well, she's going off to college. Maybe this is the time. We've celebrated this wedding anniversary, maybe. And I think Melanie speaks in the scene about, I kept trying to flag this. I kept trying to say something, but I couldn't. And I saw, I should just say, we jumped a lot of scenes. Like we had the first scene to introduce the whole family. We wanted to introduce the family. And then, of course, there are a lot of scenes where we see different aspects of the relationships before Melanie actually kind of comes out to the family. So I have to see the full play to see that. But I suppose that sense of her daughter comes out as gay in the first half of the play, and that's given a very welcome response. And she sees that, and then there's sort of things that precipitate Melanie also to feel this is the moment, and I'm going to.
Sure, there are lots of parallels within those moments of transition. I think in different people's lives. And I just might jump to you, Erin, then, and I wonder, is that demographic of middle-age transition, is that common within the Tenny community? Or
I think that within Tenny, we work with a wide range of ages of people that are coming out, and what kind of we see a lot in the trans community is it really parallels certain moments in people's lives, whether that's children that are getting to a point that they can express who they are and have supportive families and are in a spot of transition even in schooling, that they feel it's safe, to working with older women that are transitioning, that are in middle age. Again, that kind of does parallel a lot of what Michelle has written into this play. With it is such a pivotal point. There are certain landmarks that have been achieved, and there's a certain point in time where a middle-aged woman is coming out and going, I can finally do this. So yeah, again, within Tenny, we don't have one specific demographic of people that are coming out, but again, we just do notice that there's parallels of things that happen in life that allow people the opportunity to come out.
Great. And then Michelle, this husband and wife relationship in this moment of revelation where Adam comes out as Melanie, it's quite a charged moment in the play. And I wonder, can you speak a little bit about the research that you've done around those dynamics?
Well, I started off, I suppose, sort of reading personal stories, and then through Tenny, I was able to I was put in touch with some trans women, some women and their families, and was sort of able to talk. So it was really interesting to go from reading stories to actually meeting people. And I suppose I was really struck by some of the similarities but then the real uniqueness of everybody's story. And to talk to a person who was still married, and who was maintaining that marriage, but who was very open about the difficulties of that and the negotiation of that. And actually, I suppose within the drama, what I've tried to do, I think drama, the constructed reality. So you're trying to sort of collapse time. So a lot of the things that happen in the drama happen over 2 days within the drama, but would happen over a much longer period of time. So it was trying to take some of that experience, that kind of awareness or growing awareness or complete, in some instances, couples would say there was always an inkling or there was a sense of something. But in a lot of people I spoke to, there was maybe the person was presenting so well, was so good at presenting as male for their whole life, that there was kind of no inkling from the partner, from the family. So that was fascinating to me as well, because I think drama is about constructed realities. And then to be talking to people who'd spent a lot of their life constructing a reality for themselves in gender was fascinating.
Sure, and as you say, it's a hugely, I think, dramatic moment. But equally, as you say, Aaron, there is no sort of single trans experience. But that moment, I suppose, of coming out, is that a source of support that Tenny steps into? Is there a...
Yeah, it's such a pivotal point in someone's life that, like, we know as Tenny, we will get a lot of communication from someone when they feel they're ready to take that step, and they want to know, what do I need to be aware of? What are the medical steps that I need to do? What are some resources that I can share? I think that is really what Tenny is happy to provide for that person, that ability to say, here's some terms, here's some definitions that you can use as you're explaining who you are to someone else. Here are some resources, here's some advocacy work, here is steps along the process that you're going to need to be aware of. So the whole coming out period and going through it is one where we see a lot of connection with new people coming out in the community, and really get to know their story as they're learning who they are, but also looking for that support and that help to embrace who they are. So yeah, like we'll definitely be very involved in someone's life at that point.
Sure.
Yeah, that's so interesting, Aaron, because on a couple of the people I spoke to said they'd have no connection with the sort of LGBTQ community up until that point, and it was a sort of the tipping point for them when they started to explore, maybe I can come out. And in doing that, they then made this connection. But it was quite a sort of steep and abrupt thing for them, coming from maybe quite a traditional world and then sort of jumping into this new experience.
Yeah, I think that is really true. Kind of that thing that you talk about is, like, you talked about it a little bit earlier, but there is this whole idea that, before someone comes out, they have almost performed this gender that people have then assumed who they were, assumed that was who they are. So there isn't really much connection with the broader LGBT community, especially not with the trans community. There's almost a fear in some people's lives that they don't want to have anyone know about that connection because it could give them away. And that's one of those struggles that when someone does contact Tenny or contacts a friend in the queer community, it's sometimes their first time really verbalizing that to someone else before they even think about coming out to their family or to their friends or to their spouses. So yeah, like, totally agree that it almost sometimes is a shock to a lot of people because has been such a good performance of a certain gender role that for many people they're taken aback at first.
And do you find, Aaron, that there's a generational aspect to that? I suppose that flexibility within the community, or their access to vocabulary, even, I think.
Definitely. I mean,
access to.
Yeah, every generation has kind of their own terms and has their own understandings and even has kind of their own, like, cultural ethos. And that's something that, like, we're seeing now is the younger generation is so much more well-versed in diversity and gender identity and orientation that for many people in the younger generations, it's not even kind of a shock. For many people, it's embraced as this is just who you are. Whereas for the older generations, there has been kind of this idea that we were raised with, or that person was raised with certain aspects of what they need to do, or how they need to act, or how they need to build their lives, that they don't even know that like there's language for someone else to be out there where they can say, oh wait, that person is just like me.
Sure.
And so I think when the opportunity comes, like especially for Melanie in this play to come out, there has been those kind of like tick boxes that have finally been checked off of, okay, like I have words, I have vocabulary, I have understood,
Sure.
I know who I am, and now I can do this and bring it about. So
I think it speaks to the importance of, you know, representation and different shades of representation that it gives. You know, it gives vocabulary and context to define yourself. So if you see yourself, you can speak your truth. You know.
Absolutely.
Great. We might just jump back in then to our next section of the play. So I'll hand over to Michelle, who's going to tee that up for us.
Okay, so this scene, this excerpt now is the morning after. So it's the morning after the anniversary party, after all the revelations and the shocks and the calm down. When we meet Melanie and Marion now, they're both exhausted.
Sunday, 9 a.m. Melanie and Marion slip into a familiar routine.
You want breakfast?
No. You?
God, no. I couldn't look at an egg right now.
I'm sorry, Marion.
Stop saying sorry. It doesn't help.
But I am. I really am. I know I've been a coward, I admit it. I should have.
Yeah, you should have.
But it's just taken me so long to figure it out. To really understand what was going on with me, who I am, and I've been evolving, Marion.
You've been evolving. Oh, well, that's fantastic. My hormones are leaking out of me at a rate of knots, but you're evolving. Well, great. Well for you.
Marion.
You've been evolving behind my back, Ad. How do you expect me to respond to my husband telling me he's a woman?
I'm not making it up.
I know.
I'm not mentally ill. Whatever your brother thinks.
I know. But I'm at sea, Adam. The first I'm hearing about it is my 25th wedding anniversary party.
I didn't plan it that way.
It's cruel.
No. Not my intention. Please. It was the pressure. I can't explain it. And Declan accusing me of things, and I thought, this is ridiculous. You can't keep lying to everyone. Yet you have to tell them. And it all just...
It certainly wasn't how I imagined the party finishing up.
Me either.
I thought we'd sit in the kitchen, have a last drink, bitch about your mother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Slip into bed, make love, talk about the future. But that's all gone now, isn't it?
No. It's not. No. What are you talking about?
What am I talking about?
Well, nothing's gone. We'll figure things out.
I don't know what that means.
It's still me, Marion. It's still me.
Oh, for God's sake, don't stop. Come on, don't cry. I can't cope when you get upset.
And I haven't stopped loving you. You know that, don't you?
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, did I?
Of course, I love you. And you love me. Don't you?
When did I have time to fall out of love in the last 8 hours?
So we just have to talk this out. We have to figure it out. Okay? Okay?
I don't know.
Well, we've figured everything else out, haven't we? Over the last 25 years.
Yes.
This is just another thing we figure out.
Is it?
Well, yes. We'll start small, take it gradually, day by day.
I don't know what that means.
I don't want to lose you, Marion.
I'm scared.
Okay. Let's breathe. No more shocks, I promise. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Yes, I promise. Just give me a chance to explain it. You have to let me explain it to you.
Do I?
Yes, because it's not what's on the internet or in the papers. You know, this is me, and I want you to understand me.
I want to understand you. I thought I did understand you.
Okay, look. Will you let me, can I show you?
Is this a permanent thing? Could it just be a part-time thing, a private thing?
Marion, will you, look, just let me explain.
I don't really have a choice, do I?
I need to show you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, okay.
Good.
A little later, Kim encounters her dad in the kitchen. She hasn't seen him since the night before. They are a little awkward.
You know, if you want to ask me anything.
No. I mean, I get it. And I totally support you, Dad.
You do?
Of course.
Well, thank you. You're amazing, Kim.
Why?
Taking all this in your stride. And your big announcement, you know, being so proactive.
It's not that big of a deal, though, is it? It's just like, so what?
No, that's not true. You inspired me.
What? Oh, I didn't mean to.
But you did. You spoke up. And I knew that I had to do the same.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not criticizing. I hear what you're saying, but did you have to do it last night?
You think that I should have waited?
Well, maybe. No, well, I mean, it was your choice. Like, the party was Mum's big. I'm just not sure why you didn't wait until, I don't know, like next week or something. It just felt a bit, do you know what I mean?
A bit what?
I don't know, extreme or something. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Scratch that. I shouldn't have said that. It's just, I meant, it just feels a bit mad.
I know. And I should have thought it through more. You know, it just took me over. It's kind of like with you.
Yeah, but it's not the same. I mean, everyone was totally nice to me because being gay is it's just nothing nowadays.
It's not nothing, Kim. Look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have.
No, it's fine.
Kim, it's okay to be angry with
I'm
me.
not angry with you. Mum's angry with you. I'm totally okay. No, I am totally okay with it. Totally okay. Don't make this out like I'm the bad guy all of a sudden.
Kim, I'm not.
I'm not the villain here.
But I mean, of course not.
I didn't mean to inspire you or whatever. So just don't put that on me. I'm just saying your timing was off. That's all, Dad. I'm just saying your timing was off. And I think you should have known that.
Meanwhile, a hungover Declan tries to work out what's going on.
Marion, talk to me. Come on. I want to help.
You want to help?
Marion.
I think I would like to be an entirely different person.
He's the one changing. You don't have to.
But I am changing, Declan. My testosterone levels are increasing as we speak. Did you know that about the menopause? It's like we're doing a swap. I'll be like a raisin with a whiskery face, and he'll be Diane von fucking Furstenberg.
You need a divorce. I know a very good solicitor. Help me with the bankruptcy.
I don't want a divorce. It's my 25th wedding anniversary. I'm a happily married woman. Do you know what I've been doing?
Marion.
I've been going through all the photo albums, looking for clues.
Marion, come on.
We had a good marriage. Have a good marriage. We have a good marriage. We do. We have sex. Yeah, sex. A lot of it. Well, a regular amount.
I believe you.
And love. We love each other, and companionship and trust.
Really? Trust?
Fuck off. You're pleased about this, aren't you?
What?
If you're honest, aren't you?
No.
Because you wanted us to fail like you did.
That's not fair.
Adam never cheated on me, you know. Never.
He thinks he's a woman.
I don't want to lose him.
Do you believe it? I mean, maybe he's just having a midlife crisis. People go nuts sometimes. Men go nuts. I did.
You didn't go nuts. You went bankrupt. Then you cheated on your wife and stuck your face in a bottle of vodka.
So you don't think he's delusional?
You're not helping.
I'm trying.
I don't know. No. When I look back now, maybe it does start to make sense.
Okay. Great. So we've seen there a couple of scenes contracted together where we get the different reactions of various different family members. So we've got wife, daughter, brother-in-law. We've got kind of semi-positive reactions or semi-understanding reactions. We got outright negative reactions or totally denying the reality. And how do those exchanges strike you, Erin, in terms of capturing the complexities of like different family responses? You know?
Yeah, I think that those like compressed scenes really highlight a lot of the reactions that a trans person can run into when they come out. I think some of the things that came up in those scenes, the idea of looking for clues, of thinking, how did I miss this? Or how did I not understand this before we got to this point? The same with the idea of not wanting to lose the relationship, not wanting to lose that person that has been around for so many years. For me, it brings up that for some people, there is almost a grief response when someone comes out, which is a lot different than what we see sometimes now for other coming out stories, because there's this sense of, I'm losing a person I knew as they change. And then as Kim brought up, you know, your timing's off and you should have known that, this sense of,
there's the right time to do that.
Yeah, there's a right time to come out, and clearly this is not the right time. You have to schedule it, 3 weeks with 2 hours in between for tea, things like that. And then of course, like Declan and calling it a delusion. These are all so many different questions that will get thrown out to people in the trans community. And I think that the play is kind of showing the heart of what those experiences and interactions feel like. So.
Sure, I think there's something very clear about the struggle of navigating one's own experience while at the same time having to manage the reactions and expectations of other people. Mm-hmm. There's sort of two challenges happening there.
Right. Yeah. Like for Melanie is so trying to be who she knows she is, but in the process, she is running into people that are willfully like not understanding, other people that don't have the skill set yet or the terminology, and then other people that are trying to be supportive, but are also then questioning the timing and the motives, which all then impact, well, what does it look like then for Melanie to be out? I think that all comes up as well when these questions start coming up for people once they speak that they're out. There's that whole navigation of, okay, what then is this actually going to look like? What does it actually mean to live out as a trans person?
Sure. And then Michelle, like in terms of the piece, we've got these various different characters with their own specific identities, and so characters like Declan who have this negative reaction. Is there how much of a balancing act is that as a playwright to try to capture authentic reaction while still maintaining a dramatic throughline? You know?
I mean, I think I was trying to do that. There's a lot of different reactions out there, but always you're sort of bringing it back to the personal. So I was trying to bring it back into the family, rather than making it, because I think when from talking to people, that's your first wave, that's your inner group, but there's really varied reactions in that inner group. I mean, you get to your next sort of, work or colleagues or friends, but this is your inner circle. And I was interested in the sort of different level of reactions. And then I suppose as a playwright, I just get really involved in the characters. So those specific kind of designed people, and for Kim, she's had her own coming out and she's kind of been upstaged by her dad. But I think she's also used to her dad being very organized and very sort of, he's the person who would do things in the right way up until this point. And then suddenly he's kind of, he's upstaged her and he's behaved kind of like a teenager. And that's sort of, and obviously everybody's surprised. So you deal with your surprise. Melanie's had this information for a long while. The family members are now coming to terms with it. And obviously for Marion, that's very close. That's very intimate. She talks there with Declan. She says, we have sex. Yeah. They have a close and intimate relationship. And for her in that moment, she's wondering, is that going to disappear or what's going to happen to their relationship?
I think dramatically what strikes me is there's this, how rigidly we assign identities to other people. You are this person in relation to me, and that's how I orientate myself. So if something changes about that constant, that suddenly it uncouples everyone, or there's a real ripple effect throughout the other members of the family and how they relate. And I wonder, I just might circle back to something that you mentioned earlier, Erin, which is this idea of, there is no universal trans experience, but that idea of that it falls to the trans individual to navigate other people's experience on their behalf almost, and to become this advocate or this this trans Wikipedia person to be able to answer everyone's question, or to be able to say the right thing. And suddenly, look, what is the pressure there to suddenly have all the answers and to be responsible for other people's reaction or other people's understanding,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very interesting that when trans people come out, it's almost like you said, you have to become an activist, a mental health professional, a medical professional. You also have to be Wikipedia. Well, what about
navigation your own?
Yeah, all while navigating your own life. And then there's also the sense that you're almost like a conductor and you're trying to get all of these people onto a train with all of their baggage. But some of them might not know where they're going. Some of them might not know where to store their baggage. So they're trying to give that to you as well.
Baggage to get on the train.
Yeah. And so you're like, wait a second. No, you
baggage.
Yeah, leave that there. That's not allowed. You're only allowed 2 bags. And so there's all of this pressure to just be universal from the day that you come out, to know everyone else's experience and know what you need to say or how you need to say it. And there's also a pressure almost that for trans people, when we come out, we're actually not allowed to get anything wrong, which is also hard. And I think that comes up especially in a family dynamic, that idea of oh, well, your timing is off. Well, I'm a human. I can sometimes not understand timing.
Yeah,
Or
I
make
don't have thoughts, like you grew
yeah,
up.
or like the idea that comes up, the prevalent of, well, Melanie is an older woman, so why is she coming out now? Like this sense of like you said, like this idea of, well, they're acting like a teenager because they're trying to throw a temper tantrum and change their identity. All of these different things I think come up for a trans person when literally it's just at the heart of trying to be who you know you're supposed to be and navigate your own specific experience in a myriad of other people's cultural like understandings and expectations.
Sure. And it means that you like an individual can't, you can't embody an ideology. You can't be personally responsible for the entire kind of culture, or you can only sort of live your own authentic experience. And I think it speaks to what you were saying, Michelle, about grounding the piece as much as possible in the specifics of this family, the dynamics of those relationships, in order to be authentic within that context, so that it sings in that way.
Yeah, and I suppose Declan is the fact that he's the doubter, he's the disbeliever, or the kind of can't fathom it person. So he's on that sort of transphobic line throughout the play, and just the kind of the one who. I mean, I suppose we also sort of see at the beginning of the play, him and Adam maybe don't have the fondest relationship, but that's because we know that Declan has kind of, become an alcoholic and fallen off the wagon a lot. So there's a lot of tension, but it's not to do with Melanie being trans. It's just that when that happens, Declan, I think, it's something outside his ken.
You find, I think, a lot that those that sort of toxicity is almost always a projection of something that's internal to the other person. Do you know? We might just dip back into our final excerpt. So over to Michelle just to give us some context. Thanks.
Okay, so we've actually heard in the previous scene, Melanie has told Marion, okay, we'll take it slow, baby steps, but circumstances arise in the play that give Melanie the opportunity to show one of her prized outfits to Alejandra, and one thing leads to another. Marion returns to the kitchen to find her husband fully dressed as a woman for the first time. The following scene takes place in the aftermath of that seismic event for Marion.
This is my fault.
Oh, do you think so?
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You're not sorry. How can we stay married? How will it work?
You're panicking. Just take a breath, Marion.
Take a breath.
I don't want to lose you. I want you. I want my family.
Yeah, well, I want a golden retriever. Can you turn into one of those? I can't believe you thought we'd just go and live on the other side of the world, that you'd figure it all out and I would just go along with it.
You've no idea what I've been through.
Because you didn't tell me. And now you're saying all these things like it's normal. It's not. For God's sake, Adam, put yourself in my shoes.
I wonder, could you put yourself in mine, Marion? In my shoes?
I've been thinking back through everything, looking for clues from the start. The kiss in the rain. Do you remember that? All the dances we went to, the Trinity fucking ball, the rugby. You love rugby.
What's that got to do with anything?
Our wedding. My uncle playing the banjo and your aunts dancing with each other all night and nobody fighting. And nothing. No mention, no indication. And getting jobs and getting our first house and staying up all night scraping the paper off the bloody walls and working hard together, supporting each other. And then trying to have a family and failing. And 3 miscarriages in a row.
I know all that, Marion.
And then we had Kim. And she was perfect. And the doctor's saying, that's it. That's the end of that. And you arguing with him and fighting for me. And me not having the hysterectomy. But still, there were no more kids. And mourning that. But getting through it together. And us making plans and going on outings when Kim was little. Do you remember all the picnics? And we had to bring fucking little plates for all our dolls. And you getting the break in the department and me getting my job when I thought I'd never work again. And Kim in school with her little face. Do you remember all that?
Yeah, of course, I do.
That's a life. That's our life. We made that together and I thought it was good.
It was good. It is good.
But you were always this other person.
Yes.
How can you say that to me?
I didn't understand it, Marion. I buried it. I just, we met and...
So this was before we met. Oh my God. You knew before you met me.
I didn't know, no.
What do you mean?
I didn't know like I know now. I thought that I was some sort of weirdo, a tranny. Those were the only words I had. And I just pushed it down. And I couldn't have talked about it, even if I'd wanted to, because I didn't have the language.
But now...
Okay, I should have spoken sooner. I'm sorry.
What's the point of sorry? I don't know what's worse. Imagining you fighting yourself for all those years. Or thinking about how deluded I've been in my marriage. That it's all been a sham.
No, it's not a sham. Because what we have is real. Yeah, I was just hiding something. Ignoring it, avoiding it. I thought I could keep ignoring it, but in the end I couldn't.
You should have told me.
Before anything else, we are two people. And we did all those things together, and they were real. They meant something. My emotions were real, are real. Do you remember on our wedding day? You caught your heel in your dress coming down the stairs. For one terrible moment, I thought you were going to fall. I thought I was going to lose you. But I grabbed you, and I said, I've got you. I can still remember, the panic and the fear and the relief. And I hung on, and I hung on to you so tight, and I never wanted to let you go. And I've still got you, Marion.
But I'm not gay.
What?
I'm not a lesbian.
Who says that you have to be a lesbian? Who says you have to be? Who says that we have to put ourselves in any of those boxes?
That's what other people will think.
What does it matter what other people think? It's still me, Marion. And when we love each other, you and me, not man, woman, gay, straight, you and me.
But it does matter. It matters. I'm not Kim. I can't assimilate that bloody quickly. You should have told me before.
I didn't know. I couldn't.
I'm not talking about when we first met or any of that. I'm talking about the last few years, whenever you figured it out. When these trips to Brussels started, the ones you were always so vague about, the fucking depression, that's part of it, isn't it? That's what I mean. When did you know?
About 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, Jesus. So for 4 or 5 years, you knew something and I didn't.
Yes.
You lied to me.
No.
Yes, Adam. For all that time, yes. Buying clothes, spending our money. Yes. It's like you've been having an affair with yourself. And you were suffering and not explaining that to me. And I was watching that and feeling helpless.
Okay. Maybe I could have tried to tell you earlier, but would it really have made any difference? Would you have been less shocked, less angry 4 years ago? Would you?
I would have known when you knew.
Can you please try and understand what it's been like for me?
No, I can't. I can't fucking understand.
I've been trying to survive, Marion.
Well, I'm sorry. Being my husband was such a trauma. I literally had no idea.
I would be lost without you.
I don't know.
I'll help you. Help each other.
But you're going to change.
Yes.
How am I supposed to cope with that?
See, I can't stop it. I can't go back.
It's too much. It's too fast. You can't rush ahead with all these decisions. It's not fair.
Yeah. It's not fair. You're right. To you or to me. But I can stop it now.
Oh, wow. Well done, guys.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's seen quite a deep exchange between Melanie and Marion there with some anger and this sort of reframing of the past between them and what their shared lives have been based on this new information. And there's a real sense of maybe betrayal coming from Marion, in the sense that there's this secret life that she had no access to. But Melanie also admits this, the cost of this repression, I suppose. And it really feels like we've got these two realities coming up against each other. And in the earlier section that we saw, Melanie says, I've been in hell. And it's not that she's speaking about the marriage exactly, but about living under this pressure. And I wonder, Aaron, I might just go to you and see what your reflections are on that.
Yeah, I think this last scene is really powerful, and I think it really gets to some of the deeper side of the issues and things that someone faces before coming out. That sense of I'm in hell. It's not blaming the other person. It's not saying you're in an unhappy marriage. It's not saying that it was hell to be married to someone. They're saying it's hell that they've spent their entire life trying to hide who they are. And especially in the scope of this drama and this play, the Melanie character saying that she's known for 4 or 5 years. I mean, having that knowledge and then trying for 5 years to find a way to express it, to find a place where it fits, it can feel like torture because you know what you're facing and you want to bring this person in. But I think Melanie phrases it really well towards the end, and goes, but if I told you 4 years earlier, would you be any less angry? Would you be any more understanding? And there's a sense that there's fear in coming out because they know that this reaction is coming. And I think that is the hell of it, of knowing that once you say this, there is going to be a momentous change, a shift in everything that you're expecting, and everything that was planned is different. So yeah, I think that sense of hell is just the emotional turmoil that someone would live under before being able to come out, and then dealing with the after effects of it as well.
That something has to break in order to be remade again, and putting that off suppose that prolonging what
Yeah,
happens.
that's, I think the hardest part is knowing that you're going to have to shatter something for something to be remade, and that is not something that anyone like undertakes lightly.
Sure. And then Michelle, in terms of managing like the dramatic representation of those opposing realities and contradicting experiences and those disparate identities, what are the challenges there, I suppose, in holding that dramatic?
I mean, I think like two of the women I interviewed, it was very tough, said, you know, I wish I wasn't trans. You know, I didn't want to be like this. This is my whole life. I've been repressing something, and then the stakes, what I was going to potentially lose in coming out. I was really struck by that. I think for me, one of the hardest things in this drama is to try and represent Melanie kind of equally to, I mean, it's a co-lead. You've got Melanie and Marion. It's about their story, and then the family. And I think if you're not trans, you come to this story as a general audience, let's say, or the family, you will come in the same way. You have the other experience. If you're trans, then you understand this experience, but trying to get that experience across within a 90-minute play, I think that has been challenging, to balance those two viewpoints.
To give a full representation
audience, and to go through the sort of beats. And I mean, in that last scene there, we start to see, I mean, Marion does throughout the play, she has moments of empathy. She loves this person. They love each other. But this is a huge shock, but she still has those moments of empathy. And I wanted it to be, you know, to try and find that complexity where you can relate to both characters. I suppose in any drama, what a dramatist, what you're trying to do is get the audience to be able to relate to all the characters' point of view. So I think that's a tricky one here for a general audience, not for a trans audience. This story is not, you know, is very familiar, I think, for a trans audience.
Sure, and I think I mean, you said it really well, Erin. This idea of sometimes you have to shatter something in order to make it again. And I wonder if you could just in terms of everything that we've seen here and where its correlations are to the experiences of the trans community in your experience, and what the role of advocacy and support by organizations like Tenny is in that lived reality.
Yeah, I think that having advocacy and having information and organizations like Tenny around is going to continue to help couples navigate this really important time, just because of some of those things that like you even hear in the play, this sense of Marion saying like, you've been lying to me, or you're having an affair with yourself. And then having information and advocacy to go, no, this isn't what it's like. Like, no one is lying. There's just this fear, and advocacy and support hopefully can build that reconciliation between couples, that they can embrace the complexity of life. I think that's really what we see a lot in this final scene, is this understanding that for Melanie, it's being who she wants to be and who she always known she wants to be. And she keeps saying, I'm still me. Or earlier in the play, like, people will see things like, you know, it's just a new version of me. And it's true, like, as a trans person, you still are that same person. Like, even when Marion brings up, but you've liked rugby, and Melanie goes, well, what does that have to do with anything? Like, you know, some of these things don't change. And hopefully advocacy and the support work and the publications that Tenny does hopefully show people that's what it really is. It's not this drastic shift of becoming a new person. It's embracing who you are, and also helping couples navigate that outside pressure of going, well, what will the world say about us? And the question shouldn't be, what should the world say about us as a couple? It should be like, what do you say about each other as a couple, barring whatever the world's misconceptions are? And let our organization or organizations like Tenny step up and be like, we'll handle fighting the world and those stereotypes, while you can continue to be together and be yourself and find that healing together.
Great. Okay, well, thank you so much. I'd just like to also thank our cast. So we had Janet Moran reading Marion, we had Mark Doughton as Adam Melanie, Maura Bird as Kim, Ronan Leahy as Declan, and Alex Conlon as Alejandra. I'll just hand over now to Michelle to do our final word.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to watch these excerpts. The full play is actually quite different. I mean, obviously it is a full play and we go on a real roller coaster ride with those characters. We will be presenting the full play next year in the festival, so look out for that, please. But I'd like to thank you for watching today, and I'd like to thank the Dublin Theatre Festival for hosting us. I'd like to thank TENI members, staff and the board for all your help, your support and your consultation to date. And to our amazing cast and the full company, a huge thank you for all the work so far. And tune in next year, 2021, DTF. Thank you.